Welcome, tribe, to today's practice. My name is Alicia. Thank you so much for joining. If you have not already grabbed your mat and got all set up, let's get it out and get ready to go. Have some water handy maybe. So today's practice, we are going to focus on detoxing the body. We can do this in a couple of different ways. One of them being our breath work, our pranayama. So using that to help you detox the lungs. And then in our actual asana practice, throwing in some twists and things like shoulder stands and headstands and stuff like that. Anything where we can get the circulation kind of switched up and start moving that blood into the brain, and it will start cleansing out our lymph nodes, and just certain twists that we can do to kind of stimulate the abdominal organs to speed up their detoxification process. So just be ready for that. We are detoxing in our practice today. So we're going to actually start with some breath work. I'm a complete advocate that if you're going to have a yoga practice, it should include more than just the physical asana or the postures. We should be incorporating meditation and breathing into our yoga practice as well. So we're going to do breath of fire. It is my favorite cleansing breath. So if you've not already done breath of fire with me before, the way that we're going to do this is I'll walk you through it real quick and then we'll do it together. So just taking your finger out in front of your mouth and pretend like it's a birthday candle. And you're going to inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, blow your birthday candle out. But as you blow it out, bring the belly in. Okay? So the breath comes out and the belly pulls in. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose. Relax the belly as you inhale. As you exhale, press it out and bring the belly in. So what will happen is if you relax the belly on the inhale and you really focus on contracting it on the exhale, the second that you relax after that contraction, the air is going to automatically come back in. So you don't have to take the air back in. It just comes back in naturally because your belly relaxes again after you engage it on the exhale. Now let's take it through our nose now. So we'll inhale through the nose and exhale. There you go. You just learned how to do breath of fire. Super easy. So we don't have to leave our finger up and pretend like it's a birthday candle, but it helps for us to actually learn what it should feel like. And so the trick is really to find your rhythm. Once you find your rhythm, stick with it. If you notice that you have to inhale, that you're exhaling so forcefully that you're like consciously taking that breath back in, then you're going too fast and you need to slow down. So the inhale should come very naturally. We don't want to be focused on the inhale at all. We solely want to be focusing on that forceful exhale. So let's take some breath of fire or Kapala body together. Sit up nice and tall. Release the hands down to the thighs. I like to take my thumbs in and close my fingers over top. Inhale through the nose and go. and relax. All right, take another deep breath. We're gonna do one more round. Inhale through the nose and go. And relax. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. All right. Let's go ahead and start to warm up the spine. We're going to be doing a lot of twists. So we want to make sure that our spine and our back is nice and warmed up. So we'll come over into tabletop position, preparing for cat-cow. Bring the wrists underneath of the shoulders, knees underneath of the hips, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Keep a neutral neck here. Bring that belly button back into the spine, keeping a nice flat tabletop back, pressing away from the mat. On your next inhale, we'll lift the hips, looking up, release the belly down. And then exhale, tuck the pelvis under, lift the ribs, release the top of the head down towards the mat. Continue to move with your own breath at your own pace. Really focus on over-exaggerating every movement here, finding that little extra, even if it's just a millimeter of space or movement in the spine. And then we'll come back to tabletop position. From here, we'll tuck the toes, hips come up towards the ceiling as we press back into our downward facing dog. So if it's your first one of the day, take your time. If you need to take your dog for a walk, open up through the backs of the legs, pedaling the feet one heel down at a time, creating space in the calves or the ankles, hamstrings, wherever your body is feeling a little extra tight this morning. And then when you're ready, just coming back here into your downward dog. On your next inhale, let's bring that right leg up. Three-legged dog. Nice deep breath, opening up through that left leg. Holding here for another breath. And then release it back down to the mat. Rock the hips side to side a little bit if you need to. Inhale, left leg comes up. Opening up through the right leg, focus on the breath. Allow the head to hang heavy here. So it's going to be one of the major benefits of this posture is allowing the head to hang heavy. Coming into this inversion. Bringing the leg back down. One more breath here. Look between the hands and let's go ahead and start to slowly walk the feet forward into our forward fold. So we're going to keep the feet hip distance apart. Allow the hands to just rest down onto the mat. Allow the head to hang heavy. Maybe shake the head yes or no. We're going to heel toe the feet together now. And as you start to lift with the chest, begin to sit the hips back, bending the knees, coming into chair pose. Take a quick peek down. Make sure you can see your toes, that your knees aren't coming out past them. Try not to overarch the lower back. Keeping the core nice and tight. One more inhale here. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to bring the left arm across the right thigh, twisting into our chair pose. Now, if you manage to get the arm all the way across the thigh, you can open the hands up, getting this nice, really beautiful twist in your chair pose, fierce pose. Let's inhale, bring the hands back to center, staying here in your chair pose still. And exhale, the right arm comes across, pressing into your twist and opening it up. Nice deep breaths. Try to keep the hips even. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. And exhale, release. Shake it out a little bit here if you need to. Find some movement in the body that feels good. Get rid of some of that stagnant energy. All right. Keeping the feet together, we're going to inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, bringing the right arm underneath of the left. Going for a wrap here with the arms. So if the wrap is not available to you, that's okay. You can just grab opposite shoulders with the hands. So the most important part here is actually not whether or not you can get the wrap. It's lifting the elbows. So when you lift the elbows and you squeeze the arms together, you should feel this really nice opening between the shoulder blades, whether you have the wrap or not. From here, we're going to start to bend the knees and sit the hips back, keeping the core engaged. And then bringing the right leg across the left. Again, going for a wrap, but if that's not available, just crossing the legs is fine. Squeezing everything together here. Arms, legs, bellies engaged. Lift the elbows. 3, 2, and 1. Release back up out of it. All right. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bringing the left arm underneath of the right. Going for a twist here. For a wrap. It is kind of twisted arms, right? Squeezing those arms together. Feel that opening up through the shoulder blades. See how this might feel a little different than the other side, right? So normally, it's normal for things to feel slightly different. And we'll start to bend the knees and sit the hips back as we bring the left leg across the right. Again, going for that wrap, lifting the elbows, squeeze everything together. 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself back out of it. Shake it out. All right, let's head back to the top of the mat in mountain pose. Take a breath. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale for a half lift. And exhale. Let's go ahead and step that right foot back into our runner's lunge. Pausing here for a moment. And then bring the back foot in just far enough to where you can drop the back heel. You want that foot to be at a 45-degree angle. You want to make sure that the front knee is stacked over the hip as we leave the right hand down on the mat and bring the left arm up for revolved side angle. This is a really great place to use a block. So if you have a block, placing that right here underneath of the right hand, getting that twist from the core, right? So you want to be twisting into it from the center of your body. One more inhale. And then exhale, press it up to standing. We're going to straighten that front leg. Bring the back foot in a little bit more. Square the hips towards the mat. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bringing that right hand back down. This time coming into Revolved Triangle. So the only difference is that we've shortened our stance and we've straightened our front leg. Opening that up, getting that twist. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and press it all the way open to the side. So we're in our wide-legged stance now. Our ankles should be just about directly underneath of the wrists here. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, lengthening up towards the ceiling, and then as you exhale, coming down with a flat back. Pause here halfway, bring the hands down to the mat, and continue down into your wide-legged forward fold. Now if you want to, grab the outsides of the ankles here, or maybe interlace the fingers behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades and the elbows together, reaching down with the chest and the chin. Nice extended spine. One more breath. Releasing the hands back down to the mat. We'll come up halfway, flat spine, and then hands to the hips up all the way. All right. From here, we're just going to turn the right toes towards the back of the mat, bending into that front knee and shifting it forward, coming into a little warrior one here. So we want to keep the back heel down on the mat. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, the left hand comes down, right arm comes up for that revolve side angle. Energetically pressing that right hip back, try to bring the left hip forward, keeping everything squared. 3, 2, and 1. We'll press it back up to standing, straighten the front leg, bring that back foot in, inhale the arms up. And exhale, left hand back down to the mat, right arm up for Revolved Triangle. Again, use your blocks here if you need to. Square the hips, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Both legs are straight. 3, 2, and 1. Press it back up to standing. We're going to come into our wide-legged forward fold one more time. But before we do, this is a really good prep pose for headstand, and we are getting ready to come into our headstand next. So if you want, before we get into this, to go ahead and position yourself close to a wall. In fact, I will do the same thing. So I'm going to bring this to right here. So we're in our wide-legged forward fold still right now. From the wide-legged forward fold, let's come back down into it. So this is a good prep for a headstand, because if you can notice, if you can get that head down, you can start to interlace the fingers behind the head and prepare for your headstand. But we're not quite there. We're still in our forward fold right now. Coming back up halfway, hands to the hips. All right, now getting ready for our headstand. So if you want to come into it from your forward fold, you can. That's totally an option. For me, I'm going to come down onto my knees. So before we go in fully into our headstand, if you don't have a headstand practice, there are a lot of different ways that you can actually work your way into your headstand. So the most important thing is that we're getting the inversion, we're reversing the natural flow of our circulation and the blood in the body to invert and move the opposite direction. It's going to help us detox. So if you don't have a headstand practice, just start by bringing your head to the mat, and then you can place your hands here, creating a triangle, and keep those elbows at this 90-degree angle like you would in chaturanga. Then start to just lift up onto the feet maybe and walk the feet in. Just even right here is okay. If you feel more comfortable, you can start to maybe bring the knees up to the elbows and come into a tripod, holding here. Okay, so this is definitely an option if you're, don't have a headstand practice. And from here, if you want to bring the legs up, you can. Okay, and then I'll also show the traditional Ashtanga variation of a headstand, which is going to be we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head. So it'll look like this, and then you're going to release the pinkies, one on top of the other, and then keep the thumbs here. So the pinkies actually are going to be down, that whole side of your hand is going to be down on the ground as you bring the elbows in, again creating a little bit of a tripod effect, and then just press your way up, walking the feet in. If you want to start with a tuck, just bringing the knees in and starting here with a tuck, holding this, still inverted, so we're still getting those benefits. And then if you feel like you're sturdy enough to bring those legs up, then you come into your headstand. Holding here. Nice deep breaths. I know it may feel like a long time, but it's worth it. Five more breaths. And then start to come out of it. Just very slowly rolling back up. Staying down on the mat. Don't stand up too quickly. In fact, we're just going to go ahead and press our way back into our yogi squat. So coming here, bring the feet out a little wider than hip distance, turning the toes out, and then allow the hips to come down towards the heels. Hands come to heart center. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Nice little squat here. Find a little movement if you want. Releasing that left hand down to the mat. Let's open the right arm up. Get a little twist in here. One more inhale. And then exhale, bring that right hand down, left arm comes up. All right, releasing the left hand down and just allowing yourself to very gently make your way onto your seat. And coming into our half Lord of the Fishes pose. All right, bending the knees, we're going to bring the right foot across the left leg. So, right hand comes down to the mat, right next to your sits bones. Inhaling the left arm up, lengthen into the spine, and then as you exhale, twisting from the center. We're not pressing ourselves into anything. We're twisting from the core. Release that elbow to the thigh, turning the head out over the right shoulder. If it's in your practice to take a bind here, you can take a bind. Nice deep breaths. Each inhale, lengthening through the spine. Each exhale, twisting a little bit more. And then release. Switching sides, bringing that left foot across the right thigh this time. Releasing the left hand down to the mat. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twisting from the core. Releasing the elbow to the knee. And coming into your twist. Again, take that bind if you can. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist a little deeper. And we'll go ahead and release. Bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. Bending the knees, slowly rolling down onto our backs. Let's bring the knees into the chest and give them a nice little squeeze towards the center. We've done a lot of twists. Massage the back on the mat a little bit. And we're going to prepare for our shoulder stand. So if a shoulder stand and plow isn't in your practice, you can just take a bridge pose. That's fine too. Bridge being this one. But if you can do a shoulder stand, let's go ahead and prepare for that now. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, start to bring the knees in and lift the legs up. Using the hands on the lower back for support. Keeping the core nice and tight. From here, if you want to release the feet back behind you, coming into plow pose. Couple more breaths. And then start to roll it back down onto the mat. Bring the knees back into the chest. Extend the left leg out onto the mat, keeping the right knee in. And then we're going to allow the right knee to fall over to the left. Arms coming out into the T as we look over the right arm, coming into a little twist here. Just a nice little supine twist to end the practice. Let's take one more breath. All right, coming back to center. Bring that left knee in, extend the right leg. Allow the left knee to come over to the right. Turning and looking out over the left arm. Nice deep breaths. Coming back to center, releasing the left leg down onto the mat. Allow the feet to gently fall out to the side as you come down into your Shavasana. Arms out at your sides, palms facing up. Gently closing the eyes. And turn the breath back to normal. Please feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Relaxing the forehead, the eyes, mouth, the jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself for showing up today, for making yourself a priority, filling your own cup before trying to serve others. You deserve it. You are worth it. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was my honor to guide you through your practice. Namaste.